Hi, I'm Shannon with Itsy Bitsy Book Bits, and here's what readers are saying about The Space Between by Skye Turner. I have enjoyed reading this book. I love the storyline and the characters. Green, who lost his wife and child to a car accident and drowned, and he lived. Blakelyn, who was in an abusive mentally and physically relationship, finally got the courage to pack what she could and leave, goes to Juniper Falls to hide, meets Green. They help heal each other and not asking for much from either one. I have been in Blakeland's position, and there are moments when it gets hard to read, but I kept going because I'm proud of her for being able to get out of the situation she was in. For her to breathe again and live is inspirational. I know not everyone can do what she does, but it does give hope, and to see Green finally choose to live and breathe even though he doesn't feel he deserves it. This is a good book to read and was hard to put down once I started reading it. Has plenty of juicy parts as well. That review came from Jennifer Smith on Goodreads. Here is what Rhonda Polk had to say on Goodreads. The Space Between, an angsty, love after loss, spicy adult romance by Skye Turner, 5-star review. If I could give this more than 5 stars, it would be an 8. Green Kavanaugh is haunted by the ghosts of his wife and daughter who have passed away and cannot get through his grief. Blakelyn Walker is haunted and pursued by the ex who abused her physically and mentally. These two strangers find each other and help each other in a way that is completely unique and forms a bond stronger than one would think possible. This is a wonderful story in and of itself, but the icing on the cake is the spice. This is a spicy little number, so fasten your seatbelts. Skye Turner has done a marvelous job at creating these two people who are at the end of their hope. They are powerful, lost, and strong beyond belief. The descriptors in this book are amazing. I felt like I was there on the river with them. This book is beautifully organized and so easy to read. I could not put it down. Our next review comes from Reven's Woman 1 over on BookBub. This book is soul rending. I cried ugly tears. Blakelyn is such a strong woman. Her strength awes me. She went through hell and didn't just survive, she thrived. Green's grief was so deep. Skye nailed exactly how a man in his position would think, feel, and react. The love scenes were so deep and real. I was heartbroken, yet lifted by the inner turmoil. This story gets a 20 out of 10 from me. Very rarely do I find a book that pulls me in from the first sentence. The Space Between is one of those truly special stories. This was Carrie's review on Amazon. This book hooked me, and I was right there with Blakelyn, rooting for Green to get it together. There are some lines in this book that stop you in your tracks, and you have to reread them. It is gutsy and emotional, and a fun ride to boot. If you like your heroes a little scarred, and even a little scared, but still ready to slay the dragons for his lady, this is your story. But don't worry, she is ready to take a stab at the dragon too. The best thing about this book is it perfectly walks the line of it wasn't too easy, but it wasn't unbelievable. It was real and authentic and relatable. Highly recommend. This last review comes from Jenny G on Amazon. An engaging and emotional romance about finding love after loss, which had me hooked throughout. Blakelyn arrives in Juniper Falls to start a new job and a new life after having left an abusive relationship. Here she meets Green, who is still grieving the loss of his wife and daughter 6 years ago. He also suffers survivor's guilt as he survived the river that took his family. The pair become neighbors and start as strangers, but their relationship slowly grows and develops over time. However, Blakelyn isn't looking for love, and Green doesn't believe he deserves it. I was captivated by this unexpected love story, which was both heartwarming and at times heartbreaking. The descriptive narrative brought both the setting and characters vividly to life, making me feel fully immersed in the story. I was taken on an emotional roller coaster whilst reading this, as I felt engaged with both Blakelyn and Green and invested in their relationship. The storyline does have a few potential triggers, however, these difficult topics are dealt with sensitively. Thanks so much for tuning in to hear what readers are saying about The Space Between by Skye Turner. Until next time.